We are pleased to welcome our good friend back again. She is Michele Siekerka, President, CEO of New Jersey Business and Industry Association. Good to see you, Michele.
Always a pleasure.
We'll be talking about the fiscal matters in just a second. Your favorite topic?
Absolutely.
Innovation, future of innovation, a series we're doing.
Yeah.
The governor talks about the innovation economy in New Jersey. How do you define the innovation economy?
Well, let me say that we have long held true at BIA. We want to see the state reclaim its stature as the innovation state. In fact, that's our big, audacious goal, which is bigger than BIA, right? So we wake up every day, how are we a part of that? But we know it's more than just what we can be a part of. So it's about the right talent. It's about attracting investment dollars. It's about creating innovation ecosystems around our higher ed institutions. It's a game changer, and we need to get back there because once we had it.
It's interesting. This, by the way, two things. One, we are media partners with the organization, and this publication has a lot of good information on business activities in the state, New Jersey business. But this Indicators of Innovation report, why is this report relevant to the conversation we're having about the future of innovation?
So we stepped back and we wanted to study and make sure we had data to show how do we move the needle on innovation. So we studied 12 indicators that lead to an innovation state. And
12 indicators.
12 indicators. And the 12 indicators are across capital, people, and business. And there are things like how do you attract venture capital to your state, R&D dollars. What about your talented workforce? Where do your higher ed institutions rank nationally in terms of research institutions?
What would that have to do with innovation, the higher ed piece?
Oh, because innovation ecosystems traditionally, predominantly, are around research institutions. Absolutely. If you think about where are people going to be drawn, number one, research institutions, they attract R&D money from the federal government, they attract venture capital, and then you spur innovation out of our research institutes. So companies will look to get into an ecosystem around the community of where a higher ed institution is that's doing really great stuff. So now you have students, you have talent, you have people with PhDs, you have people studying STEM, and they're all part of the ecosystem.
Science, technology,
engineering and math.
So where are we doing well and where are we not doing well in terms of these indicators for innovation, innovation?
So we measured New Jersey comparatively to 7 states in our region. We're in the middle of the pack on most of the things, which isn't good. Today, right now, you know, the Boston area is really eating our lunch. And you know, you've seen the growth of innovation up in that area. The attraction.
Is that a
around,
Harvard MIT thing?
It is, absolutely, because what you have is you have a cluster and you have that ecosystem that I'm talking about. You have these incredible higher ed institutions that are attracting companies to come and form around them. You have the best and the brightest students wanting to be there, and then those are the employees that work with these companies. It all makes sense. And then what you have also is you've created a vibrant community there. It's a live, work, play region, and that's what we need to start to coalesce back here in New Jersey.
So the other part of this that you've talked about extensively is that I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but there are some challenges we have in being the innovation state we want to be, and you often say it has to do with taxation policy.
Well, it does. So let me be clear. The 12 indicators, we could move the needle on every single one of those, but that's not going to do it if we don't address the structural deficiencies we have in the state of New Jersey. And that's property tax, that's pension, that's our long-term obligations.
When you say pension, you're talking the public employee pension and healthcare situation.
Yes, let's talk about our long-term debt obligation in the state of New Jersey. It has increased 382% over the last 10 years. That is staggering. Staggering, $280 billion of long-term debt on the state of New Jersey. That same time, our revenues have only increased 24%, and our expenses increased 35%. This is basic economics. Those numbers don't add up. That is not sustainable.
But the governor, who is driving and talking about this innovation economy, has also said, you know what? We do need to get costs under control. And he go back to the pension, the healthcare situation for public employees. Is it not a fact that the governor reached a significant agreement with the Communication Workers of America, who represent a significant number of state employees, on reducing the cost of health care benefits?
It's a start. We commend the start. It's not enough. And it can't just
What would be enough?
Well, there are studies out there today that talk about how we can move the whole plan from a platinum to a gold.
Explain that to people.
It's the cost. So it's the benefit and the cost. Today, we have been paying for a platinum plan that has a high level of value. You can move that to a gold that still has a high level of value for less dollars. And you think about what's going on across corporate America. All my members, they're challenged every day on health care in the state of New Jersey. They have to make plan design changes every year. We could do more in plan design that'll bring even more savings. And on retiree health care is key. In this particular area, this idea of going from platinum to gold and retiree health care. But even more important, and there's a study out there, Byrne-Healy, that talks about pension reform. I am not looking to even suggest that we do not owe an obligation to our state workers. They work hard, they work tireless.
That promise has been made. That commitment has been made.
And that commitment must be kept. But to continue to do the same thing over and over again, I think Einstein said, right?
Expect a different outcome.
And we don't, so we need to change the future of what the pension looks like for the future state workers. We need to move away from defined contribution and talk about the idea of everybody more like a 401k, but it has a different, different number when you're talking about government workers.
Time we have left. Millionaire's tax. The
Not
governor's
good.
proposed it.
Not good.
That quick?
Not good for the
You
state
won't
of
even
New Jersey.
consider it?
No new tax. Read my lips. No new taxes
Well,
in New
I know.
Jersey
I heard
today.
that back in the 80s.
Yes.
But don't you need more revenue
No.
in the state in order to fund many of the programs that a lot of us, whether it's universal pre-K or more access to college or fixing New Jersey transit, don't we need that revenue?
We need to prioritize our revenue today. We need to go back. Look, safety net programs, number one. We need to reprioritize where we put our money. We cannot year over year continue to increase our spending in the state of New Jersey. I just told you. Our long-term obligation, $280 billion. It's not a sustainable model. We need to reel in our spending and prioritize our spending.
Michele Siekerka is the president and CEO of New Jersey Business and Industry Association. Thank you for offering your perspective on this. And folks can check out the website at BIA to find out more. Thank you, Michele.
Thanks, Steve.
Well said. I'm Steve Adubato. It's the State of Affairs, and we'll be right back right after this.
State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 30 years of broadcast excellence. State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Agnes Veris NJTV studio at 2 Gateway. Funding has been provided by the law firm of Gibbons, P.C., the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, Choose New Jersey, the Turrell Fund, supporting Right from the Start NJ, International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 825, Rowan University, Delta Dental of New Jersey, and by these public-spirited organizations, individuals, and associations committed to informing New Jersey citizens about the important issues facing the Garden State, and by Employers Association of New Jersey.